The president delivering his State of the Union address. You know it's tonight at a time of deep, deep division in this country. And, of course, we all know this is an election year. A lot is at stake, which is why Tony Dokoupil is in Washington right now. Tony, good morning to you. I have to say you're looking very presidential this morning, Mr. Dokoupil. Good to see you in front of the Capitol.
Thank you very much. Here I am in front of the Capitol. Don't usually wear a tie, but this is a very big night in Washington, D.C. It's a kind of Oscars for people who don't look like movie stars, but tonight they're going to get all the lights, they're going to get the cameras, they're going to get the reaction shots, who's bringing who, and that's why we're here. That view behind me, the Capitol Dome, and inside the House chamber tonight, President Biden's going to be delivering his third State of the Union address. This can't be ignored. It'll be his last if he does not win re-election in the fall. And, of course, it's now a two-person race between him and former President Donald Trump. Tonight, a big opportunity for the president, maybe his last best chance to have a fresh start with voters, one of the biggest audiences he's going to get this year. And so what you're going to hear is his message, what he wants you, America, to hear as you make this crucial decision. Does he get a chance to do this again? So the question before us, what is the state of our union? We're going to talk about it all show. We're going to begin with our chief Washington correspondent, White House correspondent, I should clarify. You've been promoted.
Welcome to our neighborhood.
I'm glad to be here. It's a beautiful morning.
It is great to have you. You know, simply put, Tony, this is a golden opportunity that comes once a year for the president. It is a chance for him to show he's got the fight for a second term, a chance to try to win over those Nikki Haley supporters who are not sold on backing Donald Trump. And he's going to do it in front of what could be his largest public audience between now and November.
Our democracy remains unbowed and unbroken.
The State of the Union is always an important speech, but it takes on added significance in an election year. Tonight, President Biden will focus on policies that appeal to a wide swath of voters, urging Congress to restore the expanded child tax credit for low- and middle-income families and to cap out-of-pocket prescription drug costs at $2,000 a year for anyone with private insurance.
For us, this is deeply personal.
Reproductive rights will also be a focus, with IVF patients and fertility doctors invited to attend the address. Kate Cox, the Texas woman who was blocked by a state court from terminating a non-viable pregnancy, will be sitting with the First Lady.
President Biden is defending reproductive rights, fighting for a national law that would restore Roe's protections.
With the president's speech set to soak up attention, his GOP opponent, Donald Trump, is promising to do a live play-by-play of the State of the Union address. Trump also announced that he's willing to debate Biden anytime, anywhere, after refusing to debate his primary opponents.
He's the worst president in the history of our country.
The race has moved into a new phase now that Trump's final Republican opponent, Nikki Haley, has suspended her campaign.
It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him.
Trump did urge her supporters to join his movement on Wednesday, but only after he mocked Haley for getting trounced on Super Tuesday. In a statement, President Biden said Donald Trump made it clear he doesn't want Nikki Haley's supporters. I want to be clear, there is a place for them in my campaign.
That's also why compromise will be one of the big themes you hear tonight. The president making the case that he worked with the other side on infrastructure, that he's trying to work with them on border security. He's not going to talk about Trump a lot, Tony, but the unspoken message is going to be, I'll work with the other side. He won't.
Very interesting what you say about compromise, because in a CBS News poll, one of the most common words that Americans use to describe our country is divided. So if Joe Biden can highlight compromise and talk about unity tonight, how does he capitalize on this speech going forward?
With a battleground state blitz. He's going to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tomorrow. Then he's heading to Atlanta, Georgia the next day, where former President Trump will be as well. And CBS News is told that quietly behind the scenes, there are some Biden donors who are already reaching out to Haley donors to try to figure out if there's some common ground there.
That's good news. Nancy, thank you very much.
You got it.
Very happy to be here in Washington. Thanks
Great
for
to
being
be
such a
with
great
you.
tour guide. And CBS News streaming, a little programming note here, will, of course, bring you live coverage of tonight's State of the Union address and the Republican response starting at 8 p.m. Eastern and continuing right here on CBS at 9 p.m. Eastern.